Hi everyone, so it is Vlogoween Day 2, and I'm going to talk about my history with Goosebumps and how it kind of led to me wanting to be a writer, or it kind of like pushed it along, and how it inspired some things today for me. So, I have always liked horror movies. I was never into heavily gory movies. I can't take it, but I do like a few slasher movies, some ghost movies and stuff. So, um, some movies that I did like off the top of my head. It Follows. Jennifer's Body was good. Oh, that does have some gory parts in it, but not too bad. Child's Play franchise is pretty good. One of the only ones that I can think of that I can remember most of it. I like the first two Saw movies. Those weren't too bad. The other ones started getting way too gory, but it is that kind of movie. The Ring was really good. The Grudge scared the absolute crap out of me. So yeah, those are just some of the ones that I like. But there's a lot. So, yeah, I've liked horror movies for a long time, depending on which ones they are. I really liked Are You Afraid of the Dark when I was younger. That, I believe, came out before Goosebumps, because I remember watching it when I was young. And I tried to read a Goosebump book when I was like maybe 8 or so. And I don't remember why I didn't finish it. I remember it's not because I didn't like it, because I read that book later on, and I like all the Goosebump books, even the ones that I find that aren't the best. I still enjoyed them in some aspects. So probably I was 8, just getting into chapter books. I couldn't finish it, but a little while later I was given Chicken, and I finished that one. That was the first Goosebump book that I had ever finished, and it made me want to read more Goosebumps. And it really inspired me to write more. So when I was younger, starting like maybe in kindergarten, I did enjoy books and making up my own stories. But it was really that book and getting into Goosebumps as a whole that really kind of pushed it into like, that's what I wanted to be when I grew up kind of thing. So some say that Chicken is the worst, or one of the worst Goosebumps book. And I'll be honest, while it has a special place in my heart because it was the first book out of the series that I read, and again, it led to the series that, pushed my passion and inspiration for being a writer. It's not on like the top 10 list for me. I don't think it's the worst one. I think the 3 worst for me out of Goosebumps is probably, and this might make some people mad, but it's just my opinion, is Go Eat Worms, You Can't Scare Me, and The Barking Ghost. The Barking Ghost, I don't know, I just wasn't crazy about the way it was written. Go Eat Worms, it seemed like Go Eat Worms and You Can't Scare Me, like nothing really happens until the end. Okay stories, but not much to them. I'd still have them in my collection. I would. But anyways, yeah. So it really is one of people's least favorite Goosebumps book that led me to loving the series and getting inspired to write my own little short spooky stories and stuff. I started writing like little short stories when I was a kid. Nothing really came of them. I might revisit them one day, if I can remember some of the stuff that I wrote. But just a few years ago, I decided to start writing a Goosebumps-esque series for adults. And I wanted to be where it was kind of like fun and spooky at the same time, kind of like how Goosebumps has that kind of humorous side. Some Goosebumps books can be really atmospheric and dark for something that's written for technically children. They're like middle grade. I wouldn't even say anything YA. They pretty much are for like middle schoolers, basically. So yeah, some of them could get pretty dark in some ways. But most of them do have that fun aspect to it. Sometimes adventurous with a little bit of spookiness to them. It really depends on the spooky level and what it's going for. Like, my favorite is technically Legend of the Lost Legend, which is more fantasy-ish, but it's still scary in a way. So, yeah, it really got me into reading more. Like I said, I loved reading since I was like in kindergarten. But yeah, it really just like catapulted, you know, out there. And I owe, you know, where I am now. I'm not like a best-selling author or anything, but you know, I've completed some books. I've been able to converse with other indie authors and share ideas and everything, and you know, just discover new books and genres that I like, and there's so many things, you know, out there in the book world. You know, there's so many books that I love. There's so many different ways of writing that I've discovered and stuff, and it really goes back to chicken, honestly, you know, because they got me into reading longer works and stuff and different things. So yeah, kind of a little bit of a rambly video, but yeah, since it was Vlogoween Day 2, it's spooky season, I figured I'd tell you about the Goosebumps book that started my true love of reading and writing. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little rambly. I'll make more videos like this pretty soon. Anyways, see you next time. Bye-bye. Would you two settle down?